Hi there guys, welcome back to the 8 Points. So today in this video I'm going to show you how I made some walls for my Warcry Catacombs set. If you're a fan of Warcry Catacombs, keep an eye out for a video I've got coming out in the next few days where I'm going to teach you how to make your own battle plan cards from your Warcry Catacombs book. The first thing we need to do is we need to make some materials for building, and we're going to make some bricks out of these foam mats that I got off of Amazon. Now here's an old ruined building that I made using the same technique, so you've got an idea of what we're going to end up with. So first of all we're going to cut off the edges of these foam mats because we don't need this stuff. Then we're going to mark out a 1 centimetre grid on the entire mat. Once you've done that, you're going to cut strips out, and then you're going to use a pair of scissors to cut along the lines to make 1 and 2 centimetre bricks. The 2 centimetre bricks are going to be the standard ones, and then you're going to need some half bricks to make up the ends of the walls. Then you're going to rough up the bricks you've just made so that they're slightly beveled on the edges. We're going to be mounting our walls onto some chipboard. Anything you need for this tutorial is available via Amazon in the links in the description. Now, first of all we're going to line up our chipboard and we're going to mark out the size of our walls. Now I've chosen to make the chipboard 12mm wide, which is slightly wider than the bricks we've made. If you don't want to measure all this stuff out yourself, I've made a little bit of a cheat available for you, which we'll get onto in a minute. Now we've got all of our wall sections drawn out on our chipboard, it's just a case of cutting it all out. Now when you're trying to do this, don't try and do it all in one go, do a few shallow cuts that go right through, maybe 3 or 4. Also make sure that you use a steel ruler or something with a really hard straight edge. Okay, what I did then was that I laid it all out on a piece of paper and I traced it all round. So basically, if you can't be bothered to do all the measurements yourself, all you need to do is drop me an email. The email's in the description and I will send you a scan of that sheet of paper. All you'll need to do is glue it on top of your chipboard and then cut the shapes out. And then it's just a case of building our wall with a hot glue gun. Now I went 3 bricks high. I was worried that if I went any higher it would interfere with the models when we were playing. It's also worth noting that you don't have to use a bright pink glue gun. I bought this one because it was the cheapest one I could find on Amazon. When you're placing your bricks, you should resist the urge to push them along to make them fit closer. All you'll do is you'll bow the chipboard. Okay, so the next thing to do is just put everything on your board. Make sure it all fits properly, and if you're happy with it, then we can carry on. If you intend to use my template, you will have to make a few more cuts at the end as well. So now I'm just going to knock up a batch of black Mod Podge. It is literally Mod Podge and black paint. Add enough until your mixture is black. What Mod Podge is, it's just a way of sealing your model so it gets it ready for spray painting and that kind of thing. It also makes the model more rigid and easier to paint. Also, because our foam mats were very bright in colour, it's going to dumb this down before we spray it as well. Okay, so when that's done it's going to look like this. So now we're just going to spray paint it. Now, I've gone for Halford's grey primer. I didn't have quite enough for that, so I primed it black first and then did a sparing glance with the grey primer afterwards. And all I did after that was I just gave it a dry brush with some white paint. Unfortunately, I didn't record it properly, so that is not in this video. Now I'm no hobbyist, but I'm pretty happy with these results. So I've only been doing hobbying of this type for maybe the last 2 weeks or so, and I'm pretty pleased with how it worked out. If I was to do it again now, I'd be much more tidy with my glue gun, and I'd have taken much more care with the placement of my bricks. But this is how it's ended up. I'm pretty happy with it. Like I say, there's a lot of things I could have done better, but ultimately for about 2.5 hours of hobbying, I'm pretty pleased with the results. Now my next 2 Warcry videos are going to be on how to produce your own battle plan cards from the Catacombs book, and then there'll be a tutorial on how to build your own modular board for Catacombs. But there you go guys, I had a blast making this and thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, like and subscribe, and I will see you soon.